Corpus Christi Originals podcast. We're going to dive into issues rocking our community. Today, we're tackling SB Senate Bill 3, set to ban all consumable THC products in Texas by September 2025 if Governor Abbott signs it. This could crush a $10 billion hemp industry, local jobs, and access to wellness products. The Texas Tribune reports SB3 targets products like Delta 8 with $500 fines for possession, yada, yada, all that stuff. We're going to get into it. Today, we got Anthony Diaz with the 50 States of Terror podcast, Kai of the Coastal Buds Dispensary out there in Portland, and Rene from Panacea to talk about these issues. So let's go and start off with Rene. What have you been facing with this?
I mean, it's a total disaster. I mean, we're now looking to relocate to Nevada for our growing and manufacturing capability, and then also Colorado. But it's just more money that it's going to cost the Texas consumer.
Oh,
You know what I mean? Just it all boils down to the customer is going to pay the tab for all this, be it being getting it on the black market, all the way around. This is a bad bill and a bad law. We were all for regulation, just not this type. Not a total ban. We were all for like the kid packaging and all that to eliminate all that stuff, but it's a little overboard for sure.
wow, that's amazing. Kai, you same issues or?
Yeah, man. Pretty clear there. There's a lot of business owners and a lot of people that are like, I'm over Texas and I'm over this and kind of ready to leave as soon as things happen, which is terrible. And I agree completely. There was never a time when we were like, no, we don't want regulations. Like, I don't agree with the little like Skittles that some places sell or whatever. Like that stuff's weird, like keep it looking menacing, keep it looking clean, 21 and up. I mean, those are some pretty good guidelines, I think, but this is completely overboard. Like
Wow.
this is gonna tear a lot of people down.
Oh my God! Wow. Yeah, we'll get into that. Anthony, he's a veteran, Marine veteran. Yeah,
I am,
podcast
yeah, I
host.
am.
What's your take on this? I know you have some opinions about for veterans and stuff like that.
Well, I mean, the proof is like you've seen the video of the VFW and American Legion people over at the Capitol Hill are saying that like it's you're taking away from an avenue for veterans to cope with like chronic pain or anything like that. Instead of being dumped with a bunch of opioids or other pills, like it's just it's harmful for vets. But yeah, how are you doing, dude? Like, are you doing good?
Yeah, I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good, man. The thing is, dude, like this has been popping up on my Facebook. It's everywhere, right? I live in
It's
Texas.
a hot topic.
I live in Texas. It's popping up, and I don't even smoke. I'm not a smoker. I haven't smoked in I don't know how many years. But just to see this, that this is being passed, I'm like, dude, what?
But it's in your algorithm though, so like
It's an algorithm.
you're
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Even if you don't consume, you should care for other people's right.
That's why I told him earlier.
The right to choose, right? Because nobody's saying that you have to consume these products. Nobody's forcing anybody to buy them.
No, absolutely,
And they try to use kids as a scare tactic, but honestly, it's veterans and older people. That's our market. It's not kids. No kids come to my store. We're not a kid-friendly store. All our products are set for 21 and up. Because we sold tobacco. Most shops sell tobacco, so they're all 21 and up. It's all his points were moot for sure. He used no statistics. It was all opinion based, all scare tactic. It was horrible.
Okay, yeah, we'll get into
And
that.
it was a lot of lies.
You're talking about Dan Patrick, right?
Dan Patrick.
Yeah,
He just flat
Yeah,
out
for
was
sure.
lying in front of the public. And I mean, this is somebody who, supported a bill to write the 10 Commandments at school or have them present, and he can't even follow them. You know what I mean? It's back to the hypocrisy of organized religious people. You know what I mean?
So Axios says 60% of Texans support marijuana legalization. Why are lawmakers pushing this ban despite public support?
and I think that statistic is full legalization and not like
Recreational.
Yeah.
That's recreational, not
Like
medical.
Colorado,
Like Colorado. Yeah.
Okay.
Texans want this.
So I think in Colorado,
damn.
you're allowed to grow your own plant, right? In your house,
Right.
as long as it's
It's a few, I believe.
Right. It's a small plant count. I think Nevada has the same thing, Colorado, California. And then like New Mexico, they have a patient, and Oklahoma, they have a patient where say you're not a grower, but you want someone to grow, you can give them your plants.
Really?
You
wow.
can say, "Hey, I'm going to sign you over my thing now. You
Oh.
curate my 6 plants, 8 plants, whatever it is."
Yeah, it's just making me think how much money, how much revenue that this brings into to
Well,
our
honestly, a lot of revenue wasn't staying already in the state because there's not a lot of production here because
because of loss.
the laws still restrict us from the production part. So a lot of money was going to Oklahoma, California,
Mhm.
Colorado, Oregon.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, but most of these products and see the products that they were trying to use to ban this. I still had a problem with them as well, and the problem was with the distributors, not the retailers. The distributors, um, yeah, they're pretty shady dudes. I mean, I'll just be honest about it. Like the people that actually were running this market, um, a couple of conglomerates out of Houston, one or two out of Dallas, but they all belong to the same family,
Wow.
and they're all foreign interests too. This is all China,
Are you
India.
serious?
Yeah, I swear to God, they run this whole market. So I understand his approach, and I understand why they were trying to do this because those people already run this market.
No, wow.
You know what I mean? So, but yeah, it didn't have to be because we don't. But I don't buy. My shops don't. We don't sell any of those products.
Yeah.
Well, all the shops are littered with these
Now
products.
these products you're talking about, like the gummies or whatever he was
The
talking
gum-
about, stuff like that.
Yeah, there's all these child packaged gummies, cartoon gummies, cartoon vapes, and all these things. Yes, these things, they're not as bad as alcohol or tobacco, but they were still bad. There was still like a lot of stuff really not. I wasn't cool with. You know what I mean? Because a lot of these things that they were pushing were synthetically derived. They were taking CBD and converting it into something else.
So
we're-
what? So what? Slap a tab on there like the smoking.
Yeah,
you
I
know what I
mean-
mean, if it was legal.
Yeah,
mean,
I would say just label the products accordingly. Like this is plant derived, and this is derivative of a plant that was converted because it's not really synthetic. You would call them conversions because you take CBD and then you run it through a process and it becomes whatever you want it to become.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
You got any thoughts on this guy?
Yeah, no, I understand about that whole word, the synthetic. I can't stand that word, man, because they are converted at the end of the day,
Right.
and that's what they're pushing in Austin right now. But it's we're banning the synthetics and the
Right.
fakes, but it's no, those were banned years and years ago. You know, when
Right.
they were a problem. I remember being able to drive right here downtown and see people folding over, standing
Right,
up, man.
slumped
Like
over.
it was real. That shit was real, and it scared. Pardon my language. I'm
No,
so
it's all
sorry,
good.
Oh, dude.
But no.
Be
but-
prepared. I'm about to drop some F-bombs.
But,
All
but
good.
he's absolutely right. That stuff should not be in stores, man. You can walk into a store in Corpus right now, and you're looking at a Cheeto packaging with a sticker slapped on there that says something like Delta 8.
Right.
And there's no ingredients. There's no like anything about it, and it's most likely a sprayed product, and it's
Right.
just not good. Whether it like human consumption, yes, it's safer than a lot of other things,
Right.
but I agree. There's a
Way
very
safer than
fine line.
McDonald's.
Yeah. And,
real, bro.
ugh, no.
Safer than sodas.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, for sure. Goodness gracious.
Oh man, so we got to go off track. We were talking about the THC ban, Corpus Christi hemp scene. Since hemp was legalized in 2019, how have the THC products shaped your worlds? What's the scene like at Panacea or at Coastal Buds? Anthony, what's your view on THC's role in Corpus Christi?
Man, well, first I got to share, make sure to share all the socials to get some people on this thing. Okay. So I think my biggest concern and my biggest like side in this whole argument is the fact that this ban comes from absolutely nowhere.
Oh, yeah.
It comes from nowhere. There's no basis of doing it besides trying to like be the authoritative figure of Texas.
Right, correct.
And
What the hell?
It's
Bro.
control. It's
and
control.
all
It's
this
all
control. Because okay, so like when you have $1 billion industry that is bringing in money to Texas, why not advance that? Why not legalize the entire thing?
Mhm.
And then treat it like booze or treat it like any other like industry like that. Tax the hell out of it, and then use the funds to do other things with the plant, like make textiles or make like shirts or things like that. It makes absolutely no sense.
Ultimately, it's the shop. It's our own fault. We didn't pull together either. Like shop owners didn't come together and say, "Hey, let's go make our law." That's why we have no voice in it. Because
wow.
instead of being a group, being together, we all think of each other as rivals or competitors,
course,
right?
yes,
But we're not. And we had all the time in the world to get it together and pull money together so we could go buy our law, because that's basically what you have to do. You have to buy laws.
Word.
I mean, that's what's going on here. The tobacco and alcohol industry bought this ban.
Oh wow.
You know what I mean? The
Wow, that makes a
pharmaceutical
lot of sense.
industry bought this ban because they have a leg up on us. They already pay these people. You know, they already have budgets in their built into their yearly budgets to donate to campaigns. And shop owners, we just didn't do it. You know what I mean? It's really on us because we had. There's
Wow.
plenty of people I know that are make lucrative money in this industry, but don't give back. Don't do the right thing. You know what I mean? And it's really on us. I mean,
So-
this happened because we didn't pull together.
I agree with you to a standpoint, man. Like, I don't even feel like that should be a thing. Like, these active donations or funding towards their campaign should have never even came up to begin with. They're supposed to be representing Texas people, and they're not. They're representing who they're paid by.
Yeah, money interest. That's just the world we live in.
No, for sure, and
Maybe.
I 100% agree that we should have jumped on that when
we
back
had
years ago.
we should have
right.
all got
Yeah.
together when this all happened.
Right.
So back then, had y'all thought about it? Like
I was trying to
we should.
push for everybody, but nobody.
Yeah.
It was
We
I
were just
was
trying to survive at
yeah.
some
I was
points there.
beating a
Like...
dead horse, and like she said, we're all just trying to survive. But
Right on.
there are
man.
some lucrative players, and these are that foreign interests that I'm talking about, and they're the ones that let this happen. 'Cause
Hey.
They're the biggest. They're the ones that are going to hurt the most.
So how would this ban hit your businesses and the community?
I mean, the community is going to have to go back to what it used to be.
Mm.
I think a lot of the our clientele, especially vets and the older folks, yeah, they don't want to go to an alley. They don't want to wait at HEB parking lot. You know
See-
what I mean? They don't want to do any of that. They just want to go in, get their medicine, and go out like they do everything else.
Yeah.
Well, that SB3 is making it the punishments like harsher.
Yeah,
It's
for less.
for
product.
less product.
Right.
Like that's
Like jail time? You mean?
Jail time,
Dude,
yeah,
man,
for-
like,
Seriously, bro?
yeah.
Damn.
This bill is making it harder, well, not harder. It's harsher
Well,
to have possession on you now.
and now I mean, because the farm bill, it's your constitutional right, your federal right to have access to these products.
Mhm.
That's what that bill granted, right?
Oh wow.
So now they're taking something that's your constitutional right away.
Mhm.
So yeah, I mean, huge effect to the consumer.
Wow. So, KRS News, you were on there. It says you were considering relocation to Colorado or Nevada.
Yeah, well, we've already taken the steps. We're definitely, even if he vetoes or we get an injunction, we still have to move because I can't worry about all the money that we've invested in time into developing varietals, developing formulations and products. I can't do that, manage all that, and still fight the government and hide and you know what I mean. I'm not.
Right.
I'm too old for all that. I'm not going back.
Yeah.
Just keep going forward.
Just figure out how to keep the business
Right.
keep your business going. Is the ban forcing y'all to rethink whether it's business plans or broader impacts? I know you just discussed some of that. Are you thinking about some of that, Kai? Or
As far as just like moving.
yeah,
away,
like
or-
say it gets signed. Like, dude,
Yeah.
what's gonna happen to my business? You know what I mean? Have you thought like what's gonna?
Yeah,
maybe-
man. I mean, I can't say that the concern's not there. You know, I mean, we've fought quite a few times. Me and Rene have been buddies for a while, and he knows a lot of the stuff that we went through in the beginning. And it's just always been a fight. It's always been a struggle to kind of stay open out there. And this all happened back in 2021, 2022, and we struggled during that time to keep our doors open. But we had just opened a few months
The
prior.
COVID time.
No, sir. No, this was
No.
after. This was this active fight
Oh,
again. This
shoot,
is
since
just
then?
a repeat of itself. Yeah,
Damn.
man. And
Yeah, when the first initial ban,
mhm.
because they tried it before.
They tried it before.
Yeah,
Yes.
they tried it with the band. They got a judge, and then one of the big players he sued him, which is a hometown hero. 'Cause they
Wow.
want-
This
and
one
we
right
want-
here. Where's the?
Hey,
the-
nice.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
hell
No,
yeah.
no, yeah.
It's right there, right there.
Hometown Hero, dude.
Yeah.
They're such a badass company. They are a company for the people, man. And they won a federal lawsuit, and it got overturned in 2022. And during that time, man, like, I mean, we had to get rid of quite a bit of stuff. I think there was a TRO in order, a temporary restraining order, and once that kind of died out or whatever, the federal lawsuit was still happening, actively happening. So I mean, there was a point in time where we could not sell those products and did not sell those products. I don't even think you could have them in your store, like it was that intense. I'm not really sure, but
Right.
even then, we kind of tried to pull what we could together. But my shop is more dispensary style regardless. We don't sell e-cigarettes, we don't sell tobacco products, we don't sell kratom, we don't sell the 7OH or whatever the F that is that just hit the market.
Paraphernalia,
Yeah, there's
drugs.
a lot of stuff out there, man, that we do not sell and
Yeah.
I will not sell
Yeah.
for a lot of reasons. And
Really?
and that's why I'm concerned, because that's gonna shut my whole business down. That's I mean, we're essentially medicine is what we do out
Oh,
there, and
wow.
that's what they're taking away, and they're leaving the rest of these products alone.
Yeah, see, I was thinking that. I was like, well, because there's some shops that sell like pipes and all this
Yeah,
other
Right,
stuff,
right,
and they
right.
can lean on that.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
But some smoke shops will stick around. Like some of these guys that have multi shops, a bunch of those will shut down, but their main stores will stay open.
Yeah.
The guys that sell all those other products,
This
know,
is something. It seems like this is something that y'all are like. This is my thing. You know what
Yeah,
I mean? You're trying to take this away from me.
we were dispensary based too. Like we specialize in flour and concentrates. So like 99% of my business is flour and concentrate.
Wow.
I don't sell glass. I don't sell. You know what I mean? We have some of those products, but they don't move. People don't come to my place for like, hey,
For that,
yeah, let me see that piece. I got $20-$30 pieces. I don't got $2,000 pieces.
Yeah,
Right, right.
You know,
it's interesting to me that,
Affordable,
that you
yeah.
mentioned that he mentions like veterans and older,
Mhm.
because I don't think
This is
that.
grandma and grandpa.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
think. Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean,
Wow.
Ridiculous.
I feel bad for the pets too. What did they do?
Yeah.
They can't get their weed either in Texas. Bro. It's sad. Like,
Well, I gotta tell you, man. Like, I'm really proud of the Texas VFW and the Texas American Legion because they're like, I mean, regardless of your blue side or red side of the house, dude. Like, they stood tall in front of the man. It was like, you can't do this to us. You cannot take this away from us and expect for us to go back on like pills.
Mhm.
Like to manage pain and manage chronic pain and PTSD and TBI. And all
Yeah.
that
So
shit.
the Texas Tribune says some veterans use THC and for PTSD to avoid opioids. So obviously this is your take on this. What are your concerns for veterans?
Well, I mean, the fact of just being addicted to pills, man, to manage the effects of being in the military.
Mhm.
Like, I told you that story before we went on air. Like when I got out, I was starting to struggle with like depression, anxiety, and then being around people and being around large groups. But then like I went to the VA to talk about my issues, and they're like, "Yeah, your appointment's going to be in 6 months."
Mhm.
So I can't, 6 months before I talk to anybody.
Oh wow.
And then like when I got there, it was a like 30-minute questionnaire, and then okay, your actual appointment is next year.
Wow.
Like, dude, like I told you before, like I'd rather go get a 24-pack of beer and just like pound that.
It's
Just
yeah.
to like I don't hurt anymore,
Yeah.
And like not to say like it's just vets, but like the fact that you got people coming back with PTSD, TBI, anxiety, depression, all of these side effects of being in the military in general, and then expect for us to just say, okay, you're taking away the most safest route for us to take,
hmm
and you want for us to go back to alcohol and drugs,
It's like
and
they're making it
alcohol and
harder.
pills. Like what the fuck's wrong with you, man?
The Texas Compassionate Use Program costs $500 a month versus $90 for gummies. How does this affect access, and what are Panacea and Coastal Buds seeing from
That's
customers?
sad because we get a lot of people that have scripts and they think they need their script and whatnot. And here's what I tell everybody: look, for the last 5-6 years, we had no doctor intervention, and I think for the most part, shops have been really successful with providing for their communities. Hands down, um, there's not even, I've researched the statistics. There's not even statistics Texas has recorded to show you the uh, the intoxication rates of cannabis because they're so low. They don't even report them.
Right.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So, this guy talking about some kid got access to whatever.
Yeah.
That's on the parent. I mean, that's not on the shop. That's a no amount of packaging, whatever it's on there. If a parent leaves it out, a kid's gonna get to it. You know, even if it was in a childproof package.
Yeah.
If a parent's able to leave it out for a kid to have access to it, more than likely they're gonna leave it undone or whatever. The packaging's not gonna save the kid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But that's a parental issue, not a shop or a manufacturer issue. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you want to go like apples to apples, man, like what about the kid who's gonna open up your dad's rum cabinet and like just start pounding
pounding
and
on
start pounding
Start drinking
alcohol?
it out, yeah. So it's basically kind of like you're saying it's basically could be regulated like alcohol or even cigarettes for that matter.
Well, I
we're-
mean, that's
we're-
for the money side and the business side of the house. I would say like that's just I'm not the business owner here, but
No.
I'm saying like if you just went ahead and passed it 100% legal, 100% recreational,
Mhm.
none of this like derivatives. It's straight
Yeah,
natural.
They created that market with this law. That .03 bullshit is what created
What are you
Delta
talking
8.
about?
So all these things that they're trying to say are bad for you, our legislature or when we created this bill, because they didn't know what they were talking about, it created all these things. It created Delta 8. These things existed already, but they weren't practical for commercialization at the time because the SOP to make them wasn't available. Well, no one really was thinking about it because it was just bud.
So they're just using those terms,
Right.
like you're saying, synthetic. Were
Yeah,
they saying something like that?
synthetic or fake.
So when
They're
they
trying
did
to
that
cover
Yeah,
it.
point,
which is
0.03
bullshit.
law,
Right.
that dry weight law, that created all these other compounds because people still wanted to have access to relief. So we could give them Delta 8, Delta 10, HHC, you name it. There's like
So-
60 of them now.
So you have to figure out how to concentrate that into a product. Is that what you?
Yeah, well, it was basically chemists. Chemists took over and they figured out we could take CBD, put it in a reactor, add a couple of catalysts, and we can convert it to we can convert CBD into Delta 9, HHC, THC, JD. I don't know. They got them all.
Wow. So
they created the lawmakers created this industry because if it was just bud from the get go, it would have just been bud.
It would have been bud.
And we wouldn't even know about any of these products.
crazy, bro. So one last thing on the veteran perspective. So the ban will fuel a black market. What are the risks you see for locals and veterans if legal THC vanishes?
Oh
Well,
god.
I mean,
Arrests.
arrests.
So lawyers,
A
this is the
lot.
win for lawyers. Because
Oh,
I mean, you got to hire a lawyer to get out of it. You know what I mean?
Oh my god, dude.
Now
So-
they do have that veteran first offense whatever here in Corpus, but I don't think it would even matter.
But
I think-
nobody should be arrested for a plant. That's like arresting someone for tomatoes. It's ridiculous.
So I have
Interesting
actually
perspective.
I have notes. So like there is a lot of talk about like the religious aspect about it, and like if they're even if they present the argument of because this came right before the implementation of putting the 10 Commandments in schools.
Mhm.
So they're pushing this like holistic religious ideology on Texans.
Gotcha.
Like if they really paid attention to what they were actually talking about, they would just go back to Genesis 1:12.
Mm.
I give you all seed bearing plants to use, man. Like it's just so frustrating that we still live in a time that a plant that grows naturally that we know for a fact that is safer than alcohol.
Mm.
And that we can use the hell out of it for textiles and shirts and ropes and other things that are
Yeah.
extremely beneficial. And we're still arguing this topic.
Yeah.
And on my side of the house, as a vet, I go back to the point where like I have I have friends who have not seen the VA because they dick them over and they just pump them full of pills.
Wow.
And they're like, I feel chronic pain because I have a back injury.
Oh my
Well,
God.
here is your month's supply of
Oh,
feel
wow.
good pills. Instead of
So-
just like instead of just taking a natural approach to it,
Yeah.
it would make everything so much better.
Yeah, real quick. Kaylee Diaz on Facebook. Thank you for the comment. She says Colorado is an example of how we could legalize and benefit the community. Also on YouTube. What's going on, Kaylee? Yeah, that makes. We're gonna say something. Sorry about that.
Oh, I was just gonna add to his point. I think old people share that same sentiment,
Yeah.
and that's why they come to us, because they have to take all these pills a week. They got them in daily doses, and cannabis helps them get away from all that.
You see, when I think about like when you say pills, it makes me think like addicted to pills. Like, cause some people addicted to pills.
All these vitamin, like old people, I don't know. If go look at your grandma's cabinet, bro, she's got a divider for every day of what she's got to take, and it's like 10 pills.
So this stuff,
All that stuff's bad for your liver.
Oh, shit.
Anything man-made, our body does not metabolize it like it does a natural.
Yeah, every pill that you take, you need another pill for the side effect.
Medical.
Ah,
And it's
Dude.
literally a never-ending
It
cycle.
never-
oh no,
Yeah.
dude.
It's,
Yeah.
it's a catch.
So the stuff that you guys, I guess the stuff that you intake or whatever through your mouth, it's
We'll say pharmaceutical. We'll call it what it is.
Pharmaceutical,
The pharmaceutical
okay.
industry.
Yeah.
Okay.
100%.
all right, okay. So
I like that. Just blink them all.
because it makes me think
Yeah.
about. Sorry about that. It makes
No,
me
no.
think about like smoke, because when you smoke, it goes to your lungs. Would you say it affects your lungs, right? And this one, you eat it, it's, I guess it's like you say, medicinal or whatever. You know,
I mean, there's sugars in your gummies. There's stuff like that too, regardless. But like, there's some. Regardless, none of them are harmful, is what I'm gonna say. But at the end of the day, yes, there is options that are probably more medicinal or beneficial. Like tinctures is a number one thing that I recommend to a lot of our older people that are just looking for quick relief that aren't smokers. Why would I ever recommend somebody who's never picked
To
up a
smoke.
cigarette or
Yeah,
a joint in their life to
just-
smoke it?
yeah.
You know, like I'm paying attention to detail like that, and a lot of other shop owners are as well as him, and that's kind of where we need to keep staying together
Yeah.
and keep these people on the right track. Because I mean, we got people that are like, I'm just looking to smoke. I'm like, cool, heck
Yeah,
yeah, man.
yeah.
We got the recreational users all day.
you're in the
man,
right spot,
but,
right?
but the people that we're worried about are the veterans, the older people, the people with pain, arthritis, PTSD, scars that you can and can't see. Like,
Mm,
Yeah,
wow.
so like it goes into like even to make a differentiation of like you're doing edibles or you're doing straight to the lungs, doing smoke or whatever. So like if I came to you as a doctor and I was like, look, I can't eat. I'm having so much anxiety that I can't eat. All right. And you're gonna prescribe to me so many different pills. And I'm supposed to try each one to see if it helps me with my anxiety to help me eat.
Mm.
Okay. But if I take a gummy and I know it takes about 2 hours for it to kick in, and I take a small dosage, so I'm not flying high, but I'm chilling, and I start to get that appetite back. I know that within those hours, I know that my anxiety is going low, my appetite is coming back, and I can be a normal person again.
Mm.
You know, and that's the most jacked up thing about it is the fact that like they, as in the Texas government, is saying, oh, just because you have this great thing called a gummy, and it's packaged in this weird thing. Nope, sorry,
God.
no, like we can't have that.
Yeah, so we're talking about the human cost. Now we're gonna get to explore the politics and economics diving into this ban, which is probably what you guys wanted to start with. What's behind this push? Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick called THC poison for CBS Texans.
We called it poison and then medicine for HB 46. So, like, which is it? Is it medicine or is it poison?
what was the deal with that? With them holding HB 46 hostage in place of the SB 3 or whatever?
No,
going
it was.
on?
They were not holding SB 3 hostage. They were holding.
No, vice versa. Yeah.
They were holding teacher pay, a teacher bill, and a student bill hostage for 46. So basically, 46 was it all came back, but what they did was they held that hostage, and they made the House wipe off the vapes and all about 5 or 6 qualifying conditions. So they made them take them off, but they ended up coming back and
Right.
they
The
got
chronic
passed.
pain.
Yeah,
etc.,
chronic
yeah.
pain. So like
But
PTSD, and it doesn't have to be
right.
diagnosed
But
now.
correct me if I'm wrong though.
So
You
even-
still have to go see a doctor. You still have to be on a prescription for 90 days or 3.
No, a year.
Oh,
I have
a
a script.
year.
I have a script.
Yeah.
I've done the process because I wanted to make sure if I was going to advocate for it or against it,
Right.
I wanted to know.
Yeah.
So I went and got it. It's funny because it's just about money. So you sign up for one of these places. They're online. You pay $150. The guy calls you, answer 3 questions, and then you get a script. Easy as that.
So
Yeah.
you're saying that it could
And
I
there's-
guess the way for it to remain legal is through through
Right. It's gonna right now. If he does sign the bill, that's one of the things that we've hedged over. We're buying a company called Innovative Health Solutions.
Mhm.
Right now, it's ran by Dr. Shoemaker, Stanton Shoemaker, and yeah, that's exactly what we're gonna do because I already processed hash, and hash was one of the products listed, or one of the vape products one of the products that can be turned into a vape, a medicinal vape, per law, because the law, 46 states that if it's a vape product, it has to be full plant, no additives, no terpenes, no nothing,
Oh,
and we already make a dope ass rosin. So
nice.
we're set.
Plug, put the, go to the camera, bro.
I got my
Get a
card,
nice
bro.
zoom in on that.
I got my
Like we were talking earlier. Do you know why weed is illegal? Like how it got illegal?
No.
From 1930s, dude.
Yeah.
It was from racism.
racism. Yep,
Seriously?
Yeah.
for real.
It was from this dude.
From the 1930s.
So think about it historically. Where was cannabis coming from? And I don't like to call it weed or marijuana because
I don't know. South America?
Yeah, so do I.
No,
No, Mexico, dude.
Mexico. So historically, people that look like me controlled this market.
Oh.
So now that when I go to BizCon, I'm like 1% of the population there. Most people don't look like me that are big in the cannabis industry.
Right.
It's all, you already know. You know what I mean?
Wow.
It's all driven by it. It was a control tactic because they knew there's no way they could outproduce the west coast of Mexico.
What?
So this is from the 1930s from the Federal Bureau of Narcotics, and the dude named Henry J. Assinger.
Assinger, yep.
And he was the one that came up with this whole thing, and then I also did the thing Reefer Madness.
Mhm.
It was saying to white communities that Hispanics and blacks were
Smoking it. They used white women actually.
yeah
They used white men. White women won't smoke it and they want to go sleep with a brown guy.
yeah
What the hell?
This is
Yeah.
all accurate fact. This all happened.
So that's
on
one
this
way
country.
for them to control the market, I guess.
So look, I wrote
Over 100
the quote. The quote is smoking reefer makes darkies think they're as
Equal.
good as white men. And this is from 1930s. Okay, so when you
That's
talk about,
insane.
because I don't know if I do have 2 podcasts, and I'm a amateur historian, and I do shows on paranormal conspiracies, cryptids, and all that jazz. So history is kind of my jam, right? So like, if you think about it historically and generational speaking, when this became illegal, you have them and the older generation of that. We're only one generation out. The people who were taught that marijuana, cannabis, is bad.
It's bad.
Is
Yeah,
this
it was
is
a
this
medicine.
reefer madness?
It was medicine till
Oh my God,
1930.
wow.
Yeah, it was.
It was prevalent. It was used widely in this country. as
And
medicine.
it was used in sacraments. It was used in rituals. It was used
But why would they demonize it to begin with?
because
Well,
of
It's not just racism, but it was also a part of the oil and gas establishment pushing pharmaceuticals. This all still stems from the using
The medicinal, like,
fossil fuels
Yeah.
I was mentioning.
for pharmaceuticals.
and then it was also the paper industry and the lumber industry
Right.
after 1930s.
so it was a threat to their industries.
Well,
Yeah.
it was a threat to industries, but it was all about money. It was about like who came out on top.
Oh,
So look at who's that
wow.
oil and gas giant from the early 1900s? Rockefeller. Look up that guy because he needed to push
Crazy.
byproducts of making fuels, and the byproducts were these compounds that they could use for pharmacology.
Yeah.
Mm.
So, uh, if cannabis was the number one, I guess, home remedy, that's how he eliminated it. And the racism was the muscle of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
If they had those extra compounds that they could make medicinal, right? And then they would let hemp thrive or whatever you call it, then they would have to figure out how to put all that to waste. You know what I mean? It wouldn't be put to use and stuff like that. That's just where
And that's why
my
it's
mind is
still
going.
illegal because it's a disruptor. Because most people cannot grow their medicine. You know what I mean? Think about how you eliminate so many industries.
What do you
by-
mean most people can't grow their medicine? Like
This year's hilarious.
they're
you
not
can't-
capable, or like
You're not growing aspirin. You're not growing any of that, but you can grow weed.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean? That's
but isn't there like natural normal stuff like that can work as an aspirin?
Oh,
Well,
absolutely.
like, obviously-
Absolutely.
actually all the weeds, all our native weeds are super medicinal.
Mm. Wow,
Why do you think they developed Roundup?
man. what
Think about that.
Nah, dude.
Is it
They're in
like,
the bushes, man. You make me
right?
think
Weed,
that, dude.
dandelion roots are like the best for like your heart.
Dandelion roots, yeah.
Dandelions, the milkweed, that weed that has that real distinctive smell, like it's almost smells like weed, and it has like
It looks
thorns
like
on
weed,
it.
right?
It
They-
kind of
I
looks
think
like weed, but it has
somebody's house in Flower Bluff got raided for that a couple years ago. I swear to God, I heard
it
that
looks like
story.
weed and it's prickly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when you break that open, it delivers a white milk, and it's as good as opium.
Wow.
Yeah, and then you got lemongrass or lemongrass
Right.
tea. You got all of these. I mean,
Natural, dude.
if you want to go super historical on it, man. Like I got like 5 or 6 textbooks on Native American medicinal
Holy
like-
smokes, dude.
like remedies you can do at the house.
Dude, I can definitely see how the
Hell yeah.
pharmaceutical industry could benefit off of
Well, they
man-made
yeah,
medicines.
especially if all the compounds are oil and gas derived,
And
fossil
like,
fuel derived.
and like she's saying, it's a never-ending cycle. Like, well, this one has side effects, so you got to take this one. You
Another
gotta take
pill,
this one.
another
Yeah.
pill, another
So
pill.
man-made medicine should be for acute illness. Like if you're about to die, take the pill.
Right.
You know what I mean? But for chronic illness, you should be on. You should take a more naturopathic approach. You should be on herbs and spices, not on pills.
Chronic illness, something you're gonna have for the rest of your life.
Yeah,
like,
something you shouldn't be taking a pill because most people that
I have
Get diagnosed
notes on that too.
most people that get diagnosed
Being
with chronic illness,
prepared.
they don't die from the chronic illness. They die from kidney and liver failure.
It's
mm,
still
And
like,
that's
golly, bro.
so we're
that.
talking about epilepsy, IBS, multiple sclerosis, Tourette's sclerosis, Huntington's disease, Parkinson's disease, dementia, glaucoma, TBI, normal addiction, anxiety, depression, sleep disorders, PTSD, and schizophrenia. These are all things that it can be limited on your.
Bro, this is just sad, man. This is making me sad, bro. Like humanity just freaking
it's all about money.
God.
It is all about money. Yeah, it's all about money.
Wow.
Money's man-made too.
Control.
Now I want to ask like y'all a question. Were y'all deep into this like the cannabis scene before becoming shop owners?
For sure. I've been selling weed since high school.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've always grown since my son was born
Wow.
in 2001, and I started growing Reggie because 9/11 they shut down the border and they had all these seeds. I was like, "Whoa, can't get any bud. Might as well start growing it." And from that first time, I ain't
If you
stopped.
see an opportunity, you gotta go. Gotta jump on it.
Was it holistic or was it?
Nah, I was a kid, man. I didn't care about any of the medicine side. I didn't get into the medicine side till 2013, 14, when my mom got diagnosed. And then I just became a scientist after
Yeah.
that.
Wow.
And when did you start
That's
getting
amazing.
into?
So I've been legally selling bud now in a shop for 4.5 years. And prior to that, of course, other things. But I mean, we've grown our own plants. You know, it's been a long time, but essentially it was a little bit more of a medicinal approach. I have chronic migraine. I've got diagnosed almost 11, 12 years ago now. So It's like sometimes it's weekly, sometimes it's what are they cluster migraines. I
Yeah,
get those constantly, and I've got a 4.5-year-old and a 6-month-old baby, man. Like I can't. I mean, I get to the point where like sun or any kind of light, just I can't do it. Any kind of sound, even temperature. If there's a fan blowing on me and I have a migraine, I am in so much pain. It's insane. But ultimately, this is something that I looked into because of that, and realized really, really, really quickly about 5 years ago that nobody really had any idea of what they were selling to people or what it really did, you know? Like, I mean, Dose 8 had just hit the market. I remember a 1 gram little cake pen being like $50, and I was like, man, we're back to old time prices. But you know, even then, like nobody really could tell me what it did. They're like, yeah, we just know that it works, you know. And because of that, I was like, man, I want to get behind the counter. I want to get knowledge. I want that education, and really, really started pushing myself to do it. And then educated some employees, actually my best friends that came and started working with me. And now it's just that community of things. But I mean, essentially, I used to actually be against cannabis, man. I'll be 100% honest with you guys. The first time I'd ever smoked weed in my life, it was some Reggie, a little dirt grown, whatever, and I was fine. And second time, I was with an ex at the time, and he had laced it with synthetic, and I didn't know that. And I fell, hit my head so hard on the ground, I actually had a seizure.
Oh, wow.
And
Yeah.
yeah, man, it was absolutely insane. He actually left me there. It was fucking
Oh,
ridiculous.
that's messed up.
But mind you, for years I have been preaching that this shit is not good for you. Do not smoke weed. Do not smoke weed. Do not smoke weed. And again, I was just uneducated on what really happened, and what synthetic was. You know, I heard that term synthetic cannabis for years, and synthetic marijuana, blah blah blah.
What
And
is that? I don't even know what that is.
it has nothing to do with weed, man.
No,
It's literally
it's not,
just
dude.
chemicals.
It's chemicals.
No,
It's
chemical-
straight up
Yeah.
chemicals.
You
like
can
Straight
buy
up
an herb.
China's attack on
Yeah.
the American
Yeah.
population.
Yeah, literally.
props.
You can buy an herb off of back in the day it was eBay, right? You can buy an herb off eBay. I used to roll my own tobacco cigarettes that way, and you can spray that stuff with whatever chemical you want, and
Oh,
now
no.
you're selling it as K2, as spice, as
See,
Oh,
whatever.
this
damn.
is the problem. That cake, when that stuff came around, what was it, like 10 years ago?
Yeah,
Yeah.
at least
Yeah,
at least.
I
there
was
you
in
go.
high school.
So when that
yeah.
stuff came around, the people that were pushing it are the same people that run the cannabis industry in Texas, the same distributor based out of Houston and Dallas
And the
Austin.
convenience stores. I
Well,
remember
they
being
run
able to pull up
everything.
to
They're
those gas
like the
stations and
convenience
buy it.
store mafia.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, I
Yeah,
got you.
And they
man.
run all these silly, cheesy
The
products.
store I
That's
bought
so
it
crazy.
from was called K2. The store was literally called
Oh,
K2.
oh,
I
Lord.
swear.
Which is
yeah.
a type of synthetic.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Yeah,
that
yeah,
was
it's
one of the
that-
names
that-
for
That was
it.
the
That's
brand.
they've been around longer than that, mind you, so I don't believe it was off of that, but that was what everybody knew. Yeah, go get K2 from K2, and it was like,
Man,
yeah,
real quick, Kai.
Yeah,
I
what's
thought
up?
you were a guy this whole
I
time.
know.
I was texting you. I was like, you were a dude. Oh my god! So you show up and
Pretty, dude.
yeah.
Hey, yo, thanks for
Nah,
the
so real
Comedy
quick, side
boys.
note. So
Comedy boys.
side note, how does it feel to be like in this industry as a
I
woman owner?
fucking love it. Thank you so much for asking me that question, man. As a female in this industry, there's not a lot of us, and there is, mind you, but they're not here in Corpus.
Yeah.
So, it's been really hard to connect. But honestly, I connect so well with people like Rene that are just more medicinally minded and actually for their customers than I do with anybody else. And I'm not gonna sit here and you know say whatever, but there's people that I take to, and there's people that I avoid at all costs because I don't want to be associated. And yeah,
I guess
it's
that's
just-
good business. Good business
Yeah,
all the way around.
all those distributors, man, they would sell you poison for $1.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean? That's
Absolutely.
the
Money's
reality.
money's like
Yeah,
the
they're-
name of the game.
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the bill's on Governor Abbott's desk. What would each of you tell him to sway his decisions for businesses and locals?
Definitely veto it, man. I mean, even if he doesn't sign it, it goes into law. So I mean, he definitely has to bust out the pen and sign to veto it. And that's it. I mean, that's our only chance.
Veto is basically throw it out.
Throw it out.
Yeah, throw it out.
Get rid of it.
And I think Dan Patrick really put themselves, the whole Texas Republican Party, in a bad predicament, because even if they get this law passed, they won't be there next time. I can assure you, because even Republicans want this. You know what I mean?
Right.
And even Republicans are mad about what these people are doing. I have a bunch of Republican customers, and they're
They're
came in
against it.
saying,
Mhm.
"We didn't vote for this shit."
Yeah.
Who is this guy? Most of them don't even know this joker.
Hey,
You know
hey,
what I mean?
Texas, November 3rd,
And
2026.
that's why I tell
Vote
them
them
this
out.
is why it's important for you not to vote down party, because a lot of Republicans will just hit that red button and it's all of them.
Yeah.
Down party? What
Yeah,
that?
they're
Yeah, you do
They're
all,
just
Oh,
like
all the way
thing,
down.
all
vote
the
for
thing.
people, not for parties. You
Right.
gotta sit there and make sure you
See
know
who
you're
they
voting
are.
for. Because then we have shit like this.
They should
happen.
strip all that red and blue away
Yeah.
until after you vote, and then
Yeah.
you know who you
Yeah.
voted for.
Yeah.
Because at
That's
this
a
point,
good
people are
idea.
just choosing color or side, and I'm like,
Yeah,
"Mm,
it's gotten so kindergartenish politically.
yeah,
You
Yeah.
know, it's like one side or the other. He man, she man, shit. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Yeah. See, what sucks for like I can't even partake in this awesome stuff because I technically still have a job that requires like I can't do that.
Mm.
But
Yeah, same here.
man, when that last day hits,
Well, I mean that's another thing. Like legislatively, Texas should strive for. Like, I'm hoping if we do get the veto in the next 2 years, that we could start shops can band together and we can start promoting laws.
Okay,
like,
so
let's
like,
take it off the employment roll.
so California,
Why should you?
yeah,
Why should we?
Why test for
bud?
it?
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Why?
California regulates THC. Could Texas follow, and how would that help?
100%.
Well,
I hope we don't
definitely
regulate
do-
it like California.
Well, no, like,
no,
what?
we need
Like Colorado, probably.
yeah, we need just
Definitely
better
some
regulation.
type of regulation.
I would
Mhm.
say, I'm hoping that we could be unique and
Yeah.
take from all the legal states, take all the good from that, from each of them, because
Right.
California, Colorado, Oregon, they all have good stuff and they all have bad stuff in their laws.
Mhm.
Mm.
They all have, like California banned the products that we're out here fighting for.
Right.
They
Oh,
banned
wow.
them,
The
but you
medicine
don't need
aspect.
them in California because you have access to weed everywhere.
Yeah, you got,
You know what I mean?
real, real
And their
bud.
black market's thriving.
But that's okay, yes, because taxes are fucking insane over
Right.
there.
Yeah.
But also, man, like with that all being said, I feel like the whole like the cannabis market, right? Like I've heard quite a bit of people talk about the lack of lab testing in the cannabis market and how there's a lot of pesticides that are with it in black
Full-
market too, of
Yeah,
course.
full panel for sure.
Right, yeah,
Because I see
absolutely.
COAs, but I don't see full panels.
That's yeah.
That's
That's the
prevalent in our
problem,
industry.
right.
What are you talking about?
So like testing wise, a lot of companies will provide the
one or
the
two
analysis,
page, yeah.
just 1 page analysis.
Of the product?
yeah,
It just
obviously-
tells you which forms of THC,
See,
cannabinoids
Oh,
are in
okay,
there
I got you.
essentially.
Like a
shows you
C
the
of
pro-
A, like a
yeah.
C of A.
COA,
Yeah,
yes,
it shows
yeah.
you the profile, but then we have full panels that'll tell
Right.
you what terpenoids, what flavonoids are in the
Right.
flower.
If there's bacteria,
yeah,
microbials, heavy
like,
metals,
yeah.
pesticides. I mean, you want that. You
It
want
goes
that
down.
in your products.
No,
Full panel
absolutely.
testing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So regulation and growth.
Yeah.
like
I
the
always
actual
tell people,
farmers.
whether you shop at our store or not, scan the COA on that fucking product that you're buying. I don't care where you're getting it from. I don't care if you're getting it from me. I don't care where you're buying it. That lab report, look, there's a little, where's the camera again? Sorry.
Right
Is that
there.
it? Wow. It's all like right there. It's not noticeable. Okay. There's a little QR code. Okay. That is so important. And I've actually heard there's been 2 people now that have come to my shop in Portland and said, I wanted to scan the QR code on a product and the shop told me no.
Oh, wow.
That's weird.
That's
I don't
weird.
understand why that would even be an issue. That's some strange behavior. I've also had people say that they've had straight up just going to like an Instagram page or something.
Oh, my
That's
God.
weird too. I really, really think that if there's not lab reports directly on the product and you're having to jump through hoops to find them,
Yeah.
get away from that product. Run the farthest direction. And if they have it in their store, get out of there immediately.
You see, and I'm about like logic, business sense. So you got a lotto ticket that's supposed to support veterans, right? You buy the lotto ticket, and then some of that money goes to supporting veterans and veterans organizations in Texas, right?
Mhm,
Okay,
mhm.
okay. So what you're essentially doing is you're promoting gambling to help pay for veteran stuff, right?
Mm.
So if you treat this just like cigarettes or alcohol, and you use a percentage to go to veterans, why not?
Mhm.
Or go get teachers higher pay.
Yeah.
Why not? Go fund hospitals for kids. Why
Right.
not? Who cares where the money comes from?
Yeah.
Right.
Like I would gladly pay premium prices for a product like pot, if I know it's going to organizations that I
Mhm.
deeply care about.
Mhm.
Absolutely. What did you say the number was earlier? 11.3
11.3 billion. That is the market share for all of cannabis.
Golly, that's amazing.
Yeah, that's the market share, and that's for
Of
states.
Texas?
Cannabis or hemp? In
No,
Texas?
of I believe it was all of the U.S.
Oh.
and that's the market share of like the business industry, and that's only for states who are legal. It may have been Texas, though. I may be wrong.
10 billion hemp
Mhm.
industry, local jobs and access and wellness products.
Right.
Yeah, but that was in the 10 billion is from 20. It's like 3
23,
years
right?
combined.
Mm.
That's where they got the 10 billion.
Yeah.
I don't think we're doing 10 billion annually.
Supporting
Okay.
50,000
Yeah,
So
jobs.
that makes
I
more
think
sense
this
that
is-
you're
The market share
Mhm.
for
Yeah.
all of U.S.
yeah,
Right.
that makes it more accurate.
Yeah, and that's just who's like actually getting a product and actually doing it right.
Right.
You know,
Mhm.
Yeah, I would say that all the markets combined, cannabis is probably about a 50-60 billion dollar industry
Right.
annually, nationally.
yeah.
There's a bunch of different terms. What cannabis is the name of the plant, or
It's the name of the species
oh,
of the plant, cannabis.
the plant's called hemp or
Uh,
marijuana?
Cannabis sativa L.
Yeah, cannabis.
The L is for some long ass name.
No.
Patent name.
Yeah.
What can listeners do to support Panacea, Coastal Buds, and the community in advocacy or action in Corpus Christi?
Call Abbott.
Mhm.
Email Abbott.
Yeah.
That's all that's left to do is call Abbott, email Abbott. Keep putting the pressure. It's worked.
Yeah, there was like 5,000 letters to Abbott?
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, no.
something like
I
that?
think it's a lot of people. I think we did
Mhm.
100,000 signatures, and
It's
it's
like
like 200.
It's almost 135, I think, thousand now. By the way, there's an active petition going around to help veto. Obviously, it wouldn't veto it, but showing Greg Abbott that people stand behind us in numbers is the best way that you can help.
Right.
So really and truly, that's really what we
And
need.
vote.
Yeah, and vote. Oh my
Vote
God,
for
remember
real.
these people's
Vote
names,
pro
guys.
cannabis candidates.
I know we're gonna be making sure that people remember
Ask
their
them
names
before you
in our
vote.
store.
Are you pro cannabis?
Mhm.
Well, so CBD is different. Is CBD? What is CBD?
CBD. Okay, so
Can Panacea and Coastal Buds survive on CBD?
no.
No
No.
way.
Why or why
I
not?
don't think. Well,
Only
I
because the
mean,
market share for CBD, so CBD is very beneficial, right? But what happened was when CBD was first rolled out, the people that controlled this market, they basically robbed everybody. They made all these products from CBD, and knowing that the amount of product in that was not going to be medicinal or beneficial to anybody. So they kind of ruined the market.
And the price
And
was insane.
Insane, yeah.
Mhm.
People were paying $90 for 500 milligrams.
Right.
You can get 930 milligram 1 gram part for like $9 now. CBD $8.
Right.
And where it
Really
was
cheap.
half of that milligram was $90. So they kind of ruined the market, and I don't see a lot of people going back to CBD to try it. I do sell pure CBD isolate in capsules. That's 900 milligrams per cap, and I've had a couple people buy them and take them, and they're like, "Bro, if you take if I take 3 of these, I definitely get what I'm looking for." And that's the problem, that it takes a lot of mg's of CBD for it to be effective, especially in adults.
Are they month bottles?
No,
Like
just
month
caps.
use or whatever. Oh, okay.
Uh,
okay.
We do. I think we do 30 and 60.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying is because I agree with you there too, man. Especially the capsules. For some reason, they're a lot more expensive, and it seems like a lot of people are having to take more of those, especially when it's not a full spectrum product, when it's just
Yeah, that's
an isolator.
that's the big problem too. Is that
Mhm.
it's not really about one cannabinoid. It's about having the right combination
Yes.
for what you yell from.
You need the entourage effect. You need all of them to work together.
So it's just CBD is just a component of.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And don't get me wrong, it works by itself, but to truly benefit for someone that's been in pain for 20 years, someone that had
You're gonna need high dose.
yeah,
extremely
absolutely,
high
a
dose.
really high dose.
Where say 900 milligrams
Wow.
of CBD is probably you're barely gonna feel that, whereas 10 milligrams of THC
Mhm.
You're
you'll be
good.
slumped.
You're
You're
good.
good.
Yeah,
Damn.
Hey, did you know that you got too high? You can just take a little CBD to calm down.
yeah.
Mhm.
CBD is an antagonist, and well, THCV. I've been working on this varietal for a while.
That one's awesome.
THCV is also an antagonist, so like, it's probably going to be a little bit better than CBD because of how it coats the receptor site.
And it's non-intoxicating, right?
Well, that's why it's not intoxicating, because it's not a lock and key, it's a coder.
Oh.
So kind of like the way that spray for opioid overdose,
Yep.
Mhm.
how that works, that's kind of how THCV works.
Wow, dude, that's
Yeah.
amazing.
So,
dude.
like, if you ever like come across a dude who's like way too high on pot, like, hey, go a little CBD, bro. They'll just like come right
yeah,
down.
I have some on my person every now and then. Here you go.
There's apparently a term for that now. It's called greened out when you take too much edible.
Are you serious?
Crazy.
I don't know. I
Wow.
heard it on a podcast one time. By the
Green-
way, thank you so much again for this. This
Yeah.
is really cool, man.
Yeah,
This
it's
is the
a-
first
your first
podcast.
podcast,
Yeah.
Hey, nice.
You're doing great, by the way. You're
Love
doing
it.
fantastic.
Dr. Cherry,
Hey.
Y'all brought the energy, so.
Dude, now I want to see you on every podcast here in Texas, dude.
Oh,
Yes, for
man. If
sure.
it's about this, I absolutely will be.
Well, you want to talk about aliens? Like, you go on mine.
Yeah. We got like maybe
Whoa.
we're scheduled for like 30 more minutes, but I had already went through everything on here, man.
I'm chilling.
If you want to talk about other stuff, it's cool. So
I-
just real quick before we
Yeah.
start talking about other stuff.
The
So what's
Liza.
next? What's next? What are some takeaways for listeners?
of what's to come.
Let me see. What do I got here? Another
I had
yeah.
so
What's
many-
next?
I had so many notes.
What's next for businesses and the community? What's the plan for each of you guys?
I just pray for all the business owners, man. There's a lot of people that put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears in to just get it ripped away over black and white paper. You know, it's sad, really sad.
Yeah.
A lot of good people in this industry. Really.
It's I think we were mentioning earlier that guy is Dan Patrick or whoever.
Yeah.
He's paid by the alcohol industry.
Yeah.
Well, he got a lot of money. Well, not a lot of money. I have
And,
notes
like,
on that.
It's just something like some guy could get paid for that and just sign the bill or whatever. You know.
I think
I-
he also runs the casinos, right? Something
Oh, I don't know.
Something about him owning a bunch.
All these guys are really shady. And
So he got $250,000 from the Silver Eagle Beverages for 2024 donor for his campaign. There are some other things that may have bumped that up to 350, but not on.
That's alcohol distributor. Yeah. Okay.
Alcohol distributor, and this is all from the Texas Ethics Committee.
Mhm.
And then he also got 50 grand from the Beer Alliance of Texas PAC.
Whoa.
So like, and alcohol sales have dropped, and like they're talking about like since COVID,
What?
like 3.5% in beer, -3% in spirits, and -4% of wine.
Yep.
People are not like partying out, like going to like.
Well,
parties
people are
or
now
what? I
knowing
mean,
that
how-
alcohol's is
Bad.
Yeah.
it's horrible
Right.
for you, dude.
Poison.
Absolutely.
Now,
Oh.
let me also say I do enjoy a nice cold beer after I work.
100%,
Right,
man.
right.
I like my wine. I get it.
But like the fact that you can just track all this trend, like
Mhm.
alcohol sales are going down. People are knowing that alcohol is horrible for you.
Right.
People die like more of liver
Yeah, my
failure.
stepdad died of liver disease.
Well,
Mhm.
even more so than that, think about all the accidents from alcohol abuse.
Oh
Right.
yeah,
Think about all
Right.
the weekend every
Not just
weekend
direct
someone
deaths, but
runs the wrong way and kills
Mhm.
somebody.
yeah.
or long
know what I
term.
mean?
You know, we're looking at years of wear and tear on the inside of the body, and then we're looking at short term like the car
Yeah,
accidents.
so here's
and
a
stuff,
personal
and-
story. Like in the Marines, like I used alcohol a lot to cope with everything. I would go off duty like around like 4:30 on a Tuesday, and it would be nothing to me to kill off a 24 pack of beer, just to cope with hearing about my friend's death,
Oh my
and then going back to work the next morning. And that was like my enlistment was for 8 years. And then getting out, dealing with depression, anxiety, and finding answers in the bottom of a bottle.
Mm.
And like now my body's all fucked up. like not just like physically fucked up, but like just when my liver's jacked. Thankfully, it's to the point to where it can heal. It can come back, but it's not like an overnight thing. But like the fact that it was so okay for everybody else around me to say like this is what we do as Marines. We're going to just get fucked up on beer. We're gonna party. You know? But like no one's talking about the after effects about it. No one's talking about the dependency after you get out. Because when you get out, nobody gives a fuck about us. And that's true from the VA. Nobody gives a fuck about us. Like the amount of bullshit that comes from like higher up veteran organizations, and not organizations, but like from the higher ups of VA agency, the Department of Veteran Affairs. Shit that comes out of their mouth is just jacked. You're firing employees, you're closing down shops, you're supposedly opening up new clinics, but it takes like years or possibly months now to get something. It might have changed, but the fact that like vets are still dealing with the shit that when they got out, and now you're saying that okay, we found something that helps, and you're going to just take it away. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Is this? It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
Especially for the people who say like, oh, we're always pro vet and oh, thank you for your service. But that only happens like 2 times a year. So like, okay, so the other 363 days of the year, I'm nothing to you, right?
Yeah, and it's a huge majority of people like teachers or truck drivers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That helps sustain the country. You know. This is what it makes me think about.
Nah, this is jack, man. Like if you just follow the numbers and follow everything, you'll put 2 and 2 together.
So is there any like statistics on like accidents with people that do like CBD, not CBD, weed and stuff like that?
Falling off the chair to get chips? I don't know.
Right, exactly. Or even if you're driving, you're just like driving around slow.
I think Colorado put out a study about their, and it found that it doesn't impair drivers, and it's. Definitely, I'd rather be driving with a bunch of high people than a bunch of drunks.
Hell yeah.
You know what I mean? For sure. I mean, I think a lot of times when cannabis is highlighted negatively with vehicles is usually they were on both, and being drunk and high is not a good combination.
Yeah, that's a different story.
Crossfaded.
Yeah.
Don't want to be crossfaded.
Right on. Thanks for coming out.
That just
you guys.
sounds horrible.
I never experienced that until I got older, and I was like, "Damn, is this 30s? Is this what 30s feels like?"
Wait to get to your 40s.
Sheesh. Yeah, we did the art walk the other night. Man, I was tired the next day. I didn't want to do nothing the next day, bro. I'm 43. And I'm just like, damn, am I this tired from just doing that?
Yeah.
But no, hey, we're at the age now. You gotta get up and start walking around, dude.
Yeah, dude, exactly. Yeah, I got you, man.
I'm starting doing Pilates.
Hey, you're not.
No.
He's advocating it.
Yeah.
Hey, you got to be right as part of your business, your marketing.
This is what we do, man. It's gonna be a big part of medicine coming up. Like
I agree.
Medicine's gonna be changing rapidly in the next, and that's one thing I can attribute to COVID. That COVID uncovered a lot of bullshit in the medical industry. Doctors are throwing fucking darts, man. They don't know either.
Damn.
You know what I mean? And that's the truth. They put you on so much bullshit. They don't know. And a big part of the reason why they don't know how to treat people is because a big part of your anatomy is left out of the medical books. It's now making its way back in there. It's the ECS. It controls every system of your body.
ECS?
The endocannabinoid system. So our biology, we make the same compounds the plant does.
Oh, wow.
And most of the human ailments derive from cannabis endocannabinoid deficiency.
Whoa,
Yeah,
whoa.
been thinking like
And that's a term that I'll
Is it
coin in my
ayahuasca?
book.
Hey, nice.
it's the
Oh,
same.
you got a book coming out?
Yeah, I've been working on the
I think it is
book
ayahuasca.
for like
our
4
brains
years.
make it.
Oh, naturally. No,
But it's
DMT.
DMT.
It's hard to finish because
The
everything is
dream.
fast changing right now, especially with more money going into the science of cannabis. So it's hard to finish my book because every month I get a new white paper and I'm like, Fuck.
Damn.
Let me go back and read this part.
Are you talking about like
What?
the constant changing,
Of-
new
well, just-
information?
Yeah, new science. And the
Yeah,
new cannabinoids always being discovered now.
absolutely.
New variety.
Where do y'all go for that information?
I do a lot on LinkedIn. I'm in a couple of cannabis medical groups. I got a bunch of doctor buddies that write white papers.
Mm.
But
Basically,
yeah,
like
the
thesis-
medical. I got like 5 medical journals I pay for.
Wow.
Well, I gotta watch out because now freaking RFK Jr. is about to make sure all that shit's wiped away. You gotta
Oh, what?
go through the administration in order to get published for medical
No
journals. now.
way. Wow.
Yeah,
Oh,
Hmm.
man.
I don't know.
that's exactly how.
I think he's pro heroin.
Damn.
He was he was a staunch user of it. That's his words, not mine.
I hope my
Wow.
video doesn't get taken down, bro. From YouTube.
Demonetization. Welcome to the demon world.
Yeah, no, I had one flagged for. They were talking. I can't. You can't even say it now. They were talking about something and they flagged me, and they took the video down
Oh wow.
because of something they said.
We deal with that a lot.
Bro.
Oh, no kidding?
Oh, yeah.
My
I got
Facebook
off
name
of
is
60 days.
Giovanni.
Yeah, bro, he has multiple accounts. 'cause
What,
of-
bro?
I can't even get into my old account. They fucking
Yeah,
broke me
man.
down, bro.
What are you
And
serious?
I had like 4,000 followers or some shit. And I'm that.
Damn.
that-
Check
that
it out,
sucks,
man.
bro.
I
It wiped it
shared
out.
I shared just an educational article about 2 years ago. It was right after kind of like COVID was sort of dying its way down, and it was basically about this mixture cannabinoid tincture that could help people rebuild like their immune systems and
Right.
really help them. I shared the article. I didn't even write the motherfucker, and I got banned for 60 days for sharing it. I was like, wow, man,
Thanks,
they
Mark.
really just don't want that.
Yeah.
Like, yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Censorship is
insane.
bad.
Insane, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
And
Hey,
what's crazy,
The
nudity
fourth
is everywhere.
turning, dude.
The fourth turning.
The fourth.
Oh,
turning.
yeah,
like,
yeah,
Like
yeah.
I said.
We were talking about DMT last time. Also, this Andy was talking about it. That DMT. I don't know what it is. Y'all know more about that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you say it? Ditryptamethylene.
It's a long word.
Hey,
Wow.
you did better than
I've had some experience
I've
with
tried,
it.
man,
It's,
but
it's intense, and
it's beautiful.
I think
it's the
there's-
God
You tried
drug.
it? You said you tried it?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
for sure, for sure.
Oh,
a few
man.
times.
It is.
I went the whole
is it
Joe
really
Rogan
crazy?
way. The old
Oh, with the
three big puffs.
yeah, there you go.
Uh-huh.
It's not a recreational drug for sure.
No way.
It's
No
not-
way.
It's not something you're gonna do daily.
Yeah.
No, yeah,
3 times a day. It's
Right. Oh my
like something
gosh.
you do once or twice in your lifetime.
right.
Yeah, you want to ask God a question? You take that. You ask me.
But
He'll be right there in front of you.
You want to
baby.
meet God, dude?
you can reach an endo DMT trip, so your mind produces that as
Right.
well.
You
It's
can
called
you
the
can
spirit
do it
molecule.
through breathing, essentially.
Well,
right?
you
Yeah,
can do it through
deep
breathing,
breathing.
but
Mhm.
if you ever notice all the people that overconsume cannabis, they all kind of have the same trip, right? Like the scary one they talk about, like, oh my god.
Right.
But that's what happened. They just went through some DMT.
Yeah, Desmond, yeah.
Their brain activated the DMT, and
Wow.
that's the trip they went on.
That's crazy.
Hey, man.
I'm spreading these stickers out. Go ahead and pick a couple stickers.
I thought
guys.
you were doing.
Man, I should have brought my stickers too.
What are all these? Your
Yeah,
stickers?
I have a brand also where I sell T-shirts and stickers and stuff.
Dope.
It's still called Corpus Christi Originals. This is just like the podcast.
Oh, right on, right on.
Yeah.
So, what's your favorite thing to do while stoned? Like, do you listen to your favorite band, favorite movie?
Bro, eat.
Munchies.
Munch.
I've been eating a minute, man.
Yeah, food, bro.
What's your go-to
We've
spot?
been doing really well, as you can tell.
Good for you, bro. Good for you.
What's your go-to? Do you have a go-to spot, or you make food at home?
My go-to
El
restaurant.
Vago.
I was about to say.
Shout out, Alex.
Shout
Shout
out
out
to
to El
them.
Vago, dude.
Doing great things in the community.
He's got a podcast coming up. If you are after
Yeah.
this one, he'll be in here.
But yeah, there's
Oh, for real?
Oh,
Yeah.
oh wow.
a couple of awesome. I live kind of in the restaurant district, so we're like my shop's there.
Yeah.
And yeah, bro, it's too easy to go eat good food everywhere. We're like right in the heart of Corpus.
Yeah, I went to your shop the other day. Remember?
Yeah.
And came back to the car. My wife's like, "Man, babe, you can't go to Chuck E. Cheese smelling like that."
Yeah,
Oh, man.
they're fixing our road, and we get construction workers coming in and like I can smell you all the way down by the
Like,
by the
like,
first
good,
cat pond.
So yours is on Everhart by the old Selena store. I guess
Mhm.
that's how I remember it. And where's your spot at, Kai?
We're in Portland, man. So, right off that little first, what is it, Moore Avenue exit. We're kind of in it's called, hold on. It's called Old Town Portland. There we go. So it's a new LED district that they're doing there, which is this entertainment district that's going up. We didn't know about all these plans, mind you. We got put where we got put because it was an opportunity for us, and one of my ex-business partners, he kind of jumped into his own thing later on, but his dad owned the building, so essentially we got a really good deal and a really good placement.
Cool.
But it was such a struggle because of where we're located forever. So
What do you mean struggle? Like,
because
But
we're
they're
in,
off the
we're
path.
in neighborhoods, man. Yeah, it's a
Okay.
little like it's just a little off and a little
you gotta
strange.
know where it's at.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah. But yeah, no, I mean, now that we've been there for 4.5 years, word of mouth is so huge in Portland that as long as you really like, I don't, just know your customers and kind of build that relationship with them, that personal relationship that eventually comes over time, regardless of how long you've known somebody. But then they start telling their friends and their people and stuff. And they're like, yo, that person remembered my name and they only see me
Yeah.
one time. Like,
Yeah. So when y'all got into business, did y'all know that was important? Like having the same customer, like returning customer, or did you just think, oh, customers? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no,
Oh,
you.
yeah,
I mean
absolutely.
that's the heart of our business is
Mhm.
our core customers.
right. It was never about making the purchase and then never seeing them again.
Right,
It was
right.
like, I want to make sure you're doing okay. We've had
Yeah,
people walk
that
in
was-
that are,
Like
Yeah. That's
cool.
strategically
Yeah.
part of our. I mean, I've been doing it since I still got buddies
yeah.
from high school. They're like, bro, I can't believe I've been doing this with you this whole time.
Yeah,
Wow.
for sure,
That's
right?
Cool, man.
Like 20-year-old customer, you
Isn't
got
that
your own
awesome to
prices.
hear? Right.
You got prices from the '90s, bro.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm always wondered about like that because I have a business and stuff like that. But anyways, you guys want to keep going? But thanks for coming on the show, man. How'd y'all feel when I invited y'all on the show?
No, thank you.
Yeah,
like
seriously.
I said, thank you for giving us an opportunity to use your platform to, lay out our case for what we do.
Yeah.
Spread the
And
word.
definitely tell your grandma and grandpa to come over.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
You gotta tell the HEB question,
Oh, which HEB do y'all shop at?
or do avoid.
Alameda, I shop at.
Whoa, what's y'all's beef with HEBs? What's going
Oh,
on?
no, there's a-
It's ever since I started the podcast, I would ask them.
That's
Yeah.
my
Oh,
That's
okay.
my question. Yeah.
Alameda and
Which one do you go to? Which
Robert?
one do you avoid?
Robert.
Alameda Robert. Okay, I go on the other Alameda, the one on Texan. Hey, you guys only got one.
I'm gonna be the oddball. I don't even live in Portland, brother. I live
No
in
way.
Calallen.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's my HEB.
Hey, come on.
a big one.
They just got a Hobby Lobby out there, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, we do. We
They're
sure
getting
do.
a new one. HEB is going to be closer to you on
No, we're
1889.
not. I don't live there anymore. I'm not
Oh,
about
okay.
to say where I live on
Oh,
podcast, and I hope it gets millions of views.
Yeah.
But no, I don't live right there anymore, man. But I live.
okay.
So Annabelle,
earlier.
is it in Annabelle? Is that the HB in
Yeah,
Annabelle?
that's
Yeah.
the one.
He's like,
My
what?
HEB.
What about you, Anthony? I never asked you
Early,
that.
okay, I'll say
Yeah, you
this
did.
though. I avoid certain times. Is that fair? Like, I
Yeah,
will
no, that's
not
good.
fucking go when
yeah.
it's like 9 o'clock in the morning because everybody is there, and then I
Man.
won't go late
Oh,
at
that's
night.
the opposite for my HEB.
So-
man.
I'll go
Yeah.
early, or super
More
late.
profit.
Yeah.
right.
I love it. You get to shop on your own, and then they're putting out all the 50% off or 25% off on the fruits and veggies. I'm all about that,
Hell
dude.
yeah.
Nice.
HEB needs more clerks,
Hey.
less machines to
Yeah.
pay you for yourself.
HEB needs to sponsor the show.
Yeah, I drink the sparkling water HEB.
The 18.
Yeah.
Have y'all tried their new coconut water? Never mind, probably not.
Oh yeah.
Oh, are you a coconut water drinker?
Yeah, mixed with vodka.
Hey.
Straight up. Hey, on that note, really, I'm really glad that you said something about alcohol. I'm a big fan of alcohol. That's why I don't drink it, because I know myself and I know my limits, and I don't like the person that I am, right? So on alcohol, I'll say that. I love whatever. Anyway, so I'm really glad that you brought that up, because this whole SB3 thing that's happening, the thing that he mentioned this earlier too, is that they're using children as a shield for this entire thing, which is absolutely insane. But
That's messed up.
Yeah, and
It
I'm
is messed up.
so about 2 weeks ago, I'm out, drinking with some friends, whatever. I've got my hometown hero beverage, and they're drinking their, their whatevers, and I'm not the person to judge. Like I said, I'm a drinker here and there. I like my wine, but looking at these twisted teas, looking at these drinks, and they're bomb pop flavored, and they're like pop rock
Like geared
flavored.
toward like
They're kid flavored stuff, man. They're candies and they're popsicles.
Yeah,
And I'm
is
like,
that-
this is exactly the argument that they are over here. Why is this not a battle right now?
The Arizona and Sunny
Exactly.
D alcohol drinks. Those are the
Yeah.
worst. 'Cause they look like no shit Arizona sweet teas.
And so, sure, you guys heard about the whole hard Mountain Dew situation that just happened in San Antonio.
what's that?
What happened?
A teacher gave her special education student
Oh, no.
drinks for a little thing, and it ended up being hard Mountain Dew, which is alcohol infused Mountain Dew. It looks like
Oh,
Mountain Dew.
Dew making alcohol.
It's a black can,
Okay,
yeah.
remember when Twisted Teas came out? I bought
do.
one for my son.
Oh,
A 24, and
Yeah.
it was a Twisted Tea. I thought it was.
They
one
look
of
like
those-
the Arizona. Yeah, not
And
really
he's like,
colored,
"Yeah, I
but
don't think this is that tea. It was a strawberry Twisted Tea.
yeah,
and
dude.
I thought I was getting him a strawberry Arizona, like the one he always
Yeah.
gets.
but what they're
Yeah.
trying
Sure.
to get younger people to drink. I mean, younger people have been drinking for years. haven't
Yeah,
they?
I mean,
Yeah, absolutely.
my first alcohol party. I come from a country town. Was like 7th grade.
Yeah, my first
My homie's mom
drink
bought us
party was like
a bunch.
14.
Yeah,
Yeah.
7th.
Oh, damn, I didn't drink till I was older, but my mom let me have one sip of her little Smirnoff screwdriver, and I hated it, and never really drank again.
Shout out to Dave's mom for the booze.
The plug.
Oh,
Oh,
man.
man. We
But
have a-
anyway, just insane because that's the whole active fight or whatever, and it's like you guys are attacking the wrong side of things. I mean, or if you're gonna attack one side, why not both, or just leave them both alone?
I mean,
like,
you really can't regulate human behavior.
right,
Humans are gonna act like they're gonna act,
right.
honestly. So it's a dub. All those laws that try to fix people, you can't fix people.
Yeah, that's why I was like, why even suggest this bill? Like, just let them. Like I said, I don't
Which ones
smoke,
you want?
but those that are, like, just let them do it. Let them
Yeah.
do it. Regulate. Regulate it the right. I guess the right way. I guess you could say.
Yeah.
And
So
I
that
hope
way
I
people
hope
can
if we
still
do get a
use.
chance that we become the biggest voice for regulation, and we push the regulation that is needed for our
Mhm.
industry. It should come from within.
All over.
It shouldn't be somebody who's not in this industry, knows nothing about it, saying, "Hey, maybe you shouldn't do that."
Right.
You know what I mean? It should never.
Yeah,
be.
when he was talking about it, it seemed like he didn't know what he was like.
He doesn't know what the
That guy Dan.
I mean, all laws are sponsored by industry. So all the laws they fashion every year, somebody's paying for that law because somebody wrote it.
Mhm.
Legislators write 0 laws. Their staff write 0 laws. Industry comes in and says, "Hey, we need this law passed. I'll give you $5,000 campaign contribution right now if you sponsor my bill."
It's all lobbyists, man.
It's all lobbyists, bro. It's sad to say.
And the way it presented, I really hate it. But, like, it's always the same thing. You got, for this point, it was Dan Patrick. Then you had like sheriff, whatever, and then cop over here, and then some industry person like right behind them, all cuddled in. It's like it just screams. It just screams.
Which
horrible.
HEB do you shop at, Anthony?
The one out, the Bluff, go Bluff rats.
But let's ask the
Badass
producer.
The Bluff HEB is dope.
It's
Yeah,
dope,
dude, it's a
dude.
big HEB.
It's the shit.
Does they? Yeah, it's dope.
Let's ask the producer, Maya. Which HEB do you shop at? Hey, that's mine. Yeah, nice. All right, guys. If nothing else, y'all want to share anything before we go?
Again, really just thank you so much for having us and letting us be a voice for so many people that either don't get the opportunity or just really can't. And I will say a few things real quick. Greg Abbott, sir, please veto. Also, guys, please sign that petition that's going around online. You can find it on our page. You can find it on Panacea's page, I'm sure, too. And it is actively everywhere. Please just make your voice heard. The really cool thing is that neither of you guys currently use and still see a problem with banning this plant, and you are with so many others that feel the same way. So regardless if you use this product or not, please just consider reaching out. And if you're afraid to talk on the phone, call after hours, leave a voicemail, write a letter, email a letter. I mean, there's so many different options. There's no excuses, guys. Please, please make your voices heard.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice. Anybody else?
Nah, she covered it.
Man, if you're a vet, just get in contact with the VFW, American Legion, all those organizations. They'll point you the right direction to help veto all this nonsense.
All right. Here we go. Thanks a lot, you guys, for being on the show. Stay tuned for the next episode, Corpus Christi Originals podcast. And I'm going to share these clips for you guys so that you guys can share them or whatever. But yeah, talk to, who is it? Email Greg Abbott. Tell him to veto the bill. I mean, I want to say, I'm still trying to figure out which side I'm on. So I'm just like, just let him do it. Like, just veto the bill. Because taxes, I mean, you could tax it. You could do, there's so much, you keep the revenue in Texas. You
Yeah,
know what I
for
mean?
sure.
You could keep it in Texas. And I think that's huge. Being a person that talks about like money and stuff like that, I think that's huge. That's just one of the reasons why we can veto the bill. But anyways, that's just my take on it. You guys stay tuned for the next episode. We'll see y'all later.
Later.
Bye.